Hello everyone, this is Kim, and I wanted to discuss with you the pros and cons of reading tarot online or online tarot reading. And that is the bulk of my tarot reading business. I have a business license to do readings, but the readings can only be done via online. I cannot have clients come to the zoning is such in my county that I cannot have clients come to my home and do readings. And I'm perfectly okay with that. And I'll tell you why in a moment with my pros and cons. And I'm actually just winging the pros and cons off of the top of my head. I just decided to do this video because I think that some people may be wondering if it's for them or if they should consider adding this as a part of their business or solely doing them. And, you know, maybe my 2 cents can help you make a decision one way or the other. So yeah, I have my business license to do online tarot readings. I am also allowed with my business license to do readings out and about, whether I'm doing readings at festivals or fairs or readings in parties or other kind of events. I'm allowed to do that, or storefronts, etc., but not have them come to my home. And that suited me perfectly because a pro to doing readings online is you don't have to interface with people directly, face to face. And I love that. Even though I do a lot of YouTube videos and I do love people and I love being around people, I am also more introverted than I am extroverted. And I'm also an empath. And as an empath, I really take on people's energies tough and strong. And doing readings as well as having that going on with being an empath is sometimes too much for me. And I'm drained for days, sometimes weeks after being in a contact, doing a face-to-face reading, if I don't do the proper cleansing and clearing like I need to. And not everyone needs to cleanse and clear. That's not even a thing for them. But for me, it is. So for me, it's a practical thing for my personality type. Another plus or pro to doing online readings is I get to do it from my jammies. And, some people do readings or tarot readings where they have the camera on them and they're shuffling the cards as if you have your client across the table. That's great. I love that, but I'm not always called to do that particular style. Because I kind of like the idea of the sitter or the client looking down onto my table as if they are looking side by side with me and we're looking at the cards together, and they're able to also kind of pick up on some symbolism and cues for themselves and deepen their reading experience. That's a personal style of reading for me. Plus, a very important thing is I can do my reading in my jammies. I can have no makeup on, my hair a mess, my very favorite pajamas that have like a stain on it from earlier, that I, just haven't had a chance to change my shirt yet, but I need to go ahead and do this reading. You know what I'm saying? That is awesome. That's a nice thing for working from home. And I cannot emphasize it enough as a pro or a plus. Let's see, another plus, big plus for me, is I can do the readings morning, noon, or night. I can do the reading if I can't sleep and I have a reading that's waiting for me that needs to be done. I can do that in the middle of the night. I can do it when my family leaves for an outing, or I could do it, when I first wake up at 4 in the morning, anytime. And I do video recordings. So Online can encompass video, like pre-video recorded ones, or live Skype, or like Zoom or Google Hangout kind of, or Facebook Live. I don't know if people do how they do their lives, but I have my own preferences. And those are the main methods. Now, there's also email readings, there's telephone readings. I'm not talking about telephone readings. I'm basically just really talking about online readings, whether it is in the email capacity or videos. My main method of delivery, or main mode of delivery for my videos is videos. Or I should say, I said my main method of videos is videos. My main method of readings is videos. So I like to do the recordings because, again, I can record it morning, noon, or night, 24/7, doesn't matter. And my client will be none the wiser. I'll just send it to them as soon as the editing is done and I'm done with writing up my little ditty, and I send it off to them. And that suits me great. If it's a Skype reading, I do charge more because now I don't have the luxury or the freedom to record whenever. I have to now structure my schedule around this live Skype or this event. I will do them, but my preferred method is video recordings. People have their preferred methods, just like we have our own personal reading styles. Some people prefer to just do phone readings. Some only want to do email readings. Some people do distance readings where they actually, handwrite or they type out the readings and snail mail it. Others are like me, video, and others want to do Skype or text ones or IMs. So yeah, I find that the video format for me works the best. And my clients, the one thing that here we can start talking about the cons. One of the cons is for sure that if a client had a question or if they wanted to dig a little deeper into something, they're not able to interject at that time, especially with a pre-recorded video. So the Skype would eliminate that, right? They'd be able to have a more dynamic exchange. But with that being said, there's a plus and a minus. As you can see, there's a pro and a con. And so if you look at it as a con, it is a con in the way that it's not going to be necessarily super dynamic. If you're doing emails or you're doing video or you're doing snail mail, if you're doing telephone or you're doing the live, a little different. And another con is I am able to really connect with my folks 9 out of 10 times with the online readings. But every now and then, it probably would have helped the situation or a particular client relationship if it was face-to-face. But my readings, majority have to be online because of the way my business license is set up. So I just have to accept that. But that is a consideration. If you're a person who really wants that face-to-face contact, which I completely understand, then maybe you have a 50-50 kind of business if you're allowed in your city or county or what have you, or town or what have you. You could do both. You could go and maybe do some in-person readings at your local tarot shop or your metaphysical shop, and you can do online readings, or you could do solely online readings or solely face-to-face. Maybe you find online readings is not for everyone. Some people really do their best work when they're vibing off the energy right there across the table from their client. Another con, but it's not necessarily a con for me, but it could be if I'm not feeling well or whatnot, is I am able to, through distance, be able to pick up vibes, energies, and still be able to deliver a reading, even without not sitting across the table from someone. But if I'm not feeling well, oh, that would be a pro too, by the way. We'll add that to a pro and a con. But first is a con. If I'm not feeling well and I'm not really sitting across from the person, but I need to crank out that reading anyway, then things might get, crossed. My illness, my cold, my energies from that might start to get crossed over into theirs. But I suppose that probably could happen even with face-to-face readings. So it's really a con. It could be just a con in general. It's a plus or pro, a win, because if you aren't feeling your greatest, but it's not that you couldn't do the reading. In fact, when I do readings, oftentimes it helps me feel better if I wasn't feeling so great. So I find that it helps me feel a lot better when I do a reading. Maybe because I'm of service or I'm channeling or what have you. But I lost my train of thought there. But anyways, it's a pro because if you're not feeling so great, you can still do your reading distance-wise, whereas you may be losing out on money or the opportunity to do the reading if you had to do it face-to-face. So that's definitely a pro. Another con is, it's not so much a con if you have it set up correctly, and not correctly, I don't like to use the word correctly, but if you have it set up to prevent certain things. So I use Etsy and now my website for my bookings for my tarot readings. So I have a policy where you have to pay for the reading first and then you get the reading. But not everybody has that philosophy or policy. However, I do encourage you to consider it because in the online world, what can happen is sometimes people will IM me and say, hey, can I get a reading? And sometimes you just want to go into auto mode and do a reading. But the truth is, this is an energy exchange. And, if you start doing more and more free readings or readings, even if like you do a little bit of a reading and then you're like, oh, wait, I want to charge you. And you finally get that all squared away with your new client. It's a lot more spent energy than if you just have that all set up and ready to go before and have a policy in place. No, sorry, I have to accept payment first before I do the reading. Here's my price schedule because, I get it. Times are tough. People don't necessarily want to spend money on readings, but we offer a service. And if I'm not offering this service and charging, I need to then be taking my butt back to my insurance gig and trying to hustle and make some money because I have bills to pay and I could easily be making money doing that versus my tarot. So you just have to really make it a priority to make sure you don't get all your energy zapped and taken away before you even really gave a reading. That's just a tidbit of advice that I am giving there. Trying to think of any others. Any other pros or cons? Again, I would say, yeah, I think those are it for the pros and cons. Can you all think of any pros or cons to online tarot reading, or just doing distance readings? We'll just say, because I kept saying online, but I was kind of going back and forth with that. So let me know what you think, because sharing is caring. Other people may have some great ideas about the pros and cons. Like I said, I love to be able to do distance readings. It is going to allow me to do it wherever, whenever. So no matter what I'm doing at any stage of my life, as long as I'm loving tarot and I want to offer it, I can do so. And I can, I almost forgot. One major pro, big pro, is you can do readings with people all around the world if you choose. I am so happy about that. I love meeting people from different walks of life, and it just makes me so happy to get a reading request from someone clear across the world. So that's a huge plus. And you don't have to. You could just do local, do your readings only within your country if you want. But why when you can have the whole world at your fingertips? And that's why I'm like, there's so many people on this planet that we need a lot of tarot readers. So I am not one of those readers who feel like I have to hoard the resources or hoard, no. We all have like our clients that we're aligned to, and that they're aligned to us and we're aligned to them. And there's plenty in the world for us to share, just plenty. So share your tips. Let me know what your pros and cons for online or distance reading, and why you would do it or won't do it. All right, guys, sending you so much love, many blessings, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.